Jashmeer Singh Sandhu. Not smiling, man. You're not smiling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did you come outside? Why did you protect? Vicky, even my name was not on the list. So you got to speak, then obviously the deal was that if he speaks, then I speak too. And I get the last word. Before I say anything else, I'd like to say the Unison Creations has put out the exhibition outside in the lobby. It's a unique artwork. And I think everybody should take a good look at it. And Hansrah Group will be exhibiting some of their artwork in the month of August. So please watch out. And if you can buy it, there are greeting cards. They have many different things. There's a brochure you can take home, then look at it. You can go on their website. It's a great, great piece of art that you need not to miss. Wanted to thank all the guests, politicians, all our friends to join us today. मैं सोच रहा सी जो कैनेडा की गल हो रही सी कि जदों किते 1961 दे विच मेरा जन्म होया होएगा घरदियां ने खुशियां खाशियां भी मनाइयां होणगियां पर अकाल पुरख ने मेरे लिए दुनिया का सब तो बेहतरीन मुल्क चुन के रखा सी कि जदों तू 14-15 साल का होएगा तू ऐस मुल्क च जाएगा ते उत्थे अपनी जिंदगी बसर करेगा. Can you imagine God had a special place for me to live in for the rest of my life? I was not born in Canada. Many people struggle to come to Canada thanks to Jason Kenny, who has returned their applications and their fees. That's sorry, the doors are closed now because we have a conservative government. The applicant should know that. But I was fortunate enough that God had this beautiful place for me to live. But should I be just thanking God? Or should I be thinking about those who could not make it to Canada? Who are still stuck in those tyrant government hands? Who are still struck at the mercy of a butcher government like Government of India? Should I be thinking about that as I'm living in Canada, enjoying my life? This is a question has been put to me many times. That why are you so worried about people in Punjab? But this is the sole reason. That if it was Kamagata Maru that I was riding in that ship that was returned back in 1914, I couldn't have enjoyed Canada's freedom and Canada's beauty and the quality of life. So why wouldn't I think of those who were turned back by the government of Canada in 1914 and then faced the British Empire and Calcutta, and they were all shot, and a lot of them died and a lot of them were put in prison. These are historical facts that make you think that if I'm just going to sip a beer every night and sleep and say I'm in Canada, I don't need to worry about anybody else. But there are people who would want to think, well, there are unfortunate people in the world. We need to do something about them. And that's what Vicky Dillon was talking about when he was saying, well, this guy walks on a sword. You know, every person should walk on the sword for others. That's the Canadian value. That is the Sikh value. And that is the Punjabi value. And without that, there is no value. You know, I talk about Khalistan. Believe me, Indian government has put me on a blacklist. And when Khalistan becomes in existence, my name may be back on the blacklist again. Because it's the establishments, it's the system, it's the culture of killing, suppressing people, is what I'm talking about. Khalistan is a concept which I believe that I should be grilling on. But moving on to media work, Hansrah Group has grown from a 45 minutes a week radio show to daily radio, 2 newspapers. And you know who's the CEO for the for the Hansrah Group? It's not me anymore. I've been tossed out. I've been told that you have some old ideas. Stay home. It's my kids. I hope they'll take over. And I hope they will cling on to the values that I tried for the last 25 years. There are people in this room, Mayor Madam was talking about the Kesari Rally. Kesari Rally made people think, not only in Brampton, but through the Facebook, Twitter, and the other websites throughout the world, that the Sikhs in Brampton have heart. They do worry about those who are unfortunate. And this is exactly what I would want to promote throughout the media. So Conservative government chooses to do business in Parliament, and here and there chooses to do business in parks. And there's a motion in the House of Commons by our younger brother Jasveer Singh Sandhu. It's not about Kamagata Maru. It's not about Sikh issue. It's not about those 24 Hindus issue. It's not about 2 and 3 dozens of Muslims issue. It's a Canadian issue. It was the government of Canada who passed the law first, tried to pass the law that whites only can come to Canada. Well, I'm white enough now. Then there was a law that continued journey if you want to come to Canada. And then they said, sorry, you're just too brown, you can't come to Canada. That was 1914. But now they need to apologize. They recognize their mistake, but they're playing politics with apology. They need to put this behind. Laurie was talking about ethnicity. I struggle all my life and I never could get the answer with this. Am I Canadian? Or am I not Canadian? I think when I talk to people like Susan Fano, I believe I'm Canadian. When I have friends like Laurie, it gives me courage that yes, I am Canadian. Who cares if there are few who thinks I am not? That doesn't make them better Canadians. It makes them only Canadians with a very sharp mind. And makes them very un-Canadian when they recognize somebody as a less Canadian or trying to categorize communities into different. This is what media is. And this is what we try to promote in this media. And I think if you like what Hansrah Group is doing, you need to support media such as Hansrah Group. Aj di awaaz to Aithe Sukhdev Singh aaye hoye ne. He struggles like I do because he speaks his mind too. He doesn't speak what people like to hear. He speaks what people should hear. That's the difference. इन्हें ही लफ्ज़ कहता है मैं होर धन्यवाद करने चाहना यूनाइटेड फ्रंट तो साढ़े वीर आए ने बहुत सारे सिंह आए हुए ने मैं उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता बहुत सारे बिजनेसेस वाले आए ने कबड्डी तो मेरा परिवार है सारा अनफॉर्चुनेटली दोनों फेडरेशन आईया हुई ने मैं सारा दे बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता मेरा अपना परिवार सारा इत्थे आ एंड इट वाज अ ग्रेट इवनिंग ਅਸੀਂ Thursday ਨੂੰ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ we moved from Thursday to Friday I think it was a bad experience people are too busy on Fridays they don't think Hansrah Group is that important obviously their families are important we will then move back to Thursdays next year perhaps the last Thursday of May if you want to put that in a calendar we'll have another gala and with that I wanted to thank everybody who has come out ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ 3 ਵਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ 5 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਹਿਰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਾਮਾਗਾਟਾ ਮਾਰੂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸਪੈਸੀਫਿਕ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟਸ ਟਿਮ ਉੱਪੋ ਪਰਮ ਗਿੱਲ ਜਾਂ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਕਾਮਾਗਾਟਾ ਮਾਰੂ ਦੀ ਮਾਫੀ ਮੰਗਣ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਈ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ। ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਉਹ ਮਾਫੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਗੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਖਮ ਭਰਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਬਸ ਇਹਨੇ ਹੀ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦਾ। ਆਈ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਥੈਂਕ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਤੇ ਹਿਸ ਵਾਈਫ ਵਰਿੰਦਰ, ਸਾਡੇ ਦੋਨੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਵੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ, ਐਤਕੀ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਹੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਐਕਸਕਲੂਡ ਕਰਤਾ। ਦੇ ਟੋਲਡ ਮੀ ਜਸਟ ਸਟੇ ਅਵੇ, ਵਿਲ ਟੇਕ ਕੇਅਰ ਆਫ ਐਵਰੀਥਿੰਗ। ਐਂਡ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਹਰਜਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੰਧੂ ਹੋਰੀ, ਰਣਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੁਲੇ, these are those friends that have been with me for many years. It's almost 2-3 decades that I could go back. They have actually seen me growing up, and it makes me feel proud. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।